For section 4, we're going to talk about a classic Brian Setzer Stray Cats song called Rock This Town. Here's a couple of solos that he might play on this. That sounds great. I love playing that. So let's talk about first the sound. So for this one, I've added to my already delayed slapback sound some distortion. And that's pretty much Brian Setzer's sound with a lot of reverb, a lot of that slapback delay, and some distortion on top, cranked. Of course with a whammy bar, but we don't have that today. So here's the progression for Rock This Town. It's in the key of D. There's 6 bars of D. 4, 5, 6, then it goes to A for 2 measures, then to D for a measure, D7 for a measure, G for a measure, E7 for a measure, D, A, back to D. So it's not quite a 12-bar blues. It's kind of more of a country rockabilly type of progression. So now let's take the solo apart. Okay, so for the first 6 bars of the first solo, he's going to take a minor pentatonic and play triplets. And those notes are going to be D in the 10th position out of the D minor box pattern. And we're going to play D, then F, then G, G sharp, A, C, C sharp, D, F, G, G sharp, A. And then we're going to play C, A, C, A. And here's what that whole thing sounds like slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we get to this next section. That's simple enough. Just move up here to the 11th position, play D, D, C, D on the 2nd string, back again to C to D, up to F, D, C, D. Then I'm going to shift back up here to the 10th position. And that's an interesting lick. You're going to start by bending F up to G with your pinky or your 3rd finger, and always support your bends with another finger so you don't hurt yourself. And then you're going to play D, C, D. And then you're going to play a quick triplet pull-off from C to B to A on the 2nd string, down to G, and then back up to A. And then another quick triplet pull-off from G sharp to G to F natural. Flatten your finger back up to G natural, F, and then D, C, A. So let me show you how this lick fits in context now from the last half of the walk up. With the count this time. A 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's play what I just showed you very slowly from the beginning of the solo. 1, 2, 3, 4. The next lick sounds like this. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, for this next lick, start in the 10th position using a D box pattern. Pull off from F to D, and then roll your first finger over to A on the 2nd string. And you do that 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then on the 8th time, you're going to hit that F and bend it up to G. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then that's D, C, D, D on the 1st string, C on the 2nd. And then a quick pull off from C to B to A on the 2nd string, G on the 3rd, back to A on the 2nd, and then another quick pull off from G sharp to G to F on the 3rd string, D on the 4th, roll your 3rd finger over to G, F, and then D, C, A. Now let's play that whole lick intact slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 5, 6, 7. And the last lick sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And Fa. So for this one, we're going to play a group of 3 sequence, or a 3-note sequence, using the notes of a D minor pentatonic scale. Starting on F, we're going to play F, D, C, and then D, C, A, then C, A, G, then A, G, F, then G, F, D, F, D, C, D, C, A, then slide down to G, F, and then D on the 10th fret of the 6th string. And here's what it sounds like, slowly. A 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I want you to listen to it again, but this time watch my right hand, because I'm not picking every note, but I'm not pulling off every note either. So we have, first one's a pull off. There's another pull off, another pull off, another pull off, another pull off, you see, I'm pretty much pulling off whenever I have a 4-1 or a 3-1 fingering. I think that's a good rule of thumb for that lick. Ready for the second chorus? Here we go. For this one, the first lick sounds like this, which is the classic rock and roll lick. For this one, you're going to bar across the top 2 strings at the 10th fret, and on the 3rd string, you're going to bend the G up to A. And use all downstrokes and go down, and then one, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so you're going to play the bend and then the 2 notes. And you play that really strongly and aggressively with all downstrokes. Okay, here it is slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. And next we have this lick. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4, a 1. Okay, for this one, we're going to bar across the strings 2 and 3 at the 10th fret. Play them twice. And you watch my first finger. I'm twisting it and bending them a little bit. And then I go between those and a D at the 12th fret of the 4th string. So here's how it counts. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So you don't start on 1, you start on 2. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Then we get to Brian Setzer's, one of his signature licks. And that's here in the 10th position as well, by playing on strings 3 and 2, F sharp and A, to G and B, back to F sharp and A, and then down to D on the 4th string. And do that again. And here's that slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. That's 6 bars. Then we go to the A chord, as you'll recall. And here's what the A chord lick sounds like. 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. For this one, we're going to play diatonic sixths on strings 3 and 1. I have C sharp on the 3rd string, 5th position, and A on the 1st string. And I'm going to play those with my pick and mute the middle string, so I can go up and down with my pick, and I'm muting the middle string with the flesh on the inside of my middle finger. And I'm going to do that for the next one as well, which is B and D, D on the 3rd string. And then chromatically, up in half steps to E and C sharp. And I'm going to play triplets, da 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 da. And slowly, 3, 4. Then we go back to D, and here's the lick. 1, 2, 3, 4. Which is a kind of a cool lick. Here's the way you're going to play it. You're going to use an alternating motion between your pick and your middle finger on strings 3 and 2. You're going to start with a slide from C to C sharp on the 3rd string. And then play a D on the 2nd string with your middle finger of your right hand. Then you're going to take that same shape and you're going to do the same thing all the way up by starting with a slide on the 3rd string and then trailing 4 frets behind, you're going to play the 2nd string. And then continue up. Always leading with the pick, a slide, and then the 2nd string. So you finally get up to D here at the 15th fret. And here's what that sounds like slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have this last lick. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's in the 10th position. You're going to play B and F with your third finger, and then D with your first finger, and do that twice. And then play the B and F again, twice, D, and then the B and F, and then the D. So it's just jockeying between those three notes. And then I'm going to play, and that's going to be a pull-off with my little finger from C and F at the 13th fret, down 1/2 step, or 1 fret, to my third finger, down a whole step to my first finger. All on the first string. You can do it with your pick, actually. Then I do the same thing on strings 3 and 2. And then I'm going to bar with my third finger across the 12th fret, G and B, then my first finger, and then D. And there you have it, a solo in the style of Brian Setzer for Rock This House. Let's do it again. This time, I'll play the entire solo for you at a significantly reduced tempo. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4, 5, 6. Three, 4, 1, 2, second solo. 1. 1. Two, 3, 4.